What's going on, everybody? Graydon here, LPM channel. I'm here with Supersize Ryan. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? Hey, how's it going, man?
I appreciate you checking in. We're doing a little bit of a Marvel Platinum update with a lot of our friends. It's been out for a week and a half now, 2 weeks. I think
it seems like it's been longer than that, honestly. But I guess maybe it's only been about that long, really. There's just so many big cards that are popping up that it seems like it might have been out for longer than that, but maybe it hasn't.
So it's been 2 weeks, and it's the reason I say a week is because I was delayed a week getting my boxes.
Okay, yeah.
So I got to open up. I've been kind of like just playing catch up. This has been a set where people have been participating a lot differently. You notice that?
Yeah, for sure. Especially as a character collector as well. I've noticed a lot of like the landscape of what's going on in our hobby right now seems to be shifting a little bit, and I'm very, very interested to see how that plays out. I've talked to a few people and that were mostly that I should say that this idea comes from the sports card side. This set kind of like parallels the same way that sports card sets do. Yeah. And so I think that, maybe it might be something that's a little bit experimental by Upper Deck, and they're hoping to maybe bring some of that crossover more into the Marvel cards. Because like normally we don't really see as many parallels in the way that they're doing it with the Marvel Platinum set. So, but it does seem to be catching like a little bit of fire, in my opinion. There's been a lot of character breaks. A lot of character breaks selling out very, very fast. I've been in a lot of breaks myself, so I'm happy to see that for our hobby.
Let's talk about that. So that has been a big shift when we talk about a sports card style set, a big set, lots of parallels, bringing more people into the hobby. We've never seen character breaks at this level and this consistency. There is a character break. I want to say there's 2 a day right now.
Yeah. I want to say, I would say, I think that's probably close to true. I've been paying like a lot of attention to it because like it's such an easier means to be able to get a hold of what you need as a character collector.
Yeah.
I think that's probably fair. I mean, Wax Gone Wrong did one this past week that was huge. I think the Wolverine spot went for like $500, man, in that break alone.
And it's cool that those are auctioned.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting too. I thought that that was the first one that I had seen like that, I believe. But I think that's really cool. I think he's running it back on the 30th this upcoming weekend as well. So I'll have to sit that one out, but because I have some other things I got to pick up. But
yeah, there you go. I have been trying to participate in some of the eBay auctions for character spots. I've lost every one.
Oh wow, really? Okay, yeah.
I have not won a single slot in these. I've only been in the Matt Fuller one.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. I've been in 2 of the North of 7 cards so far. I didn't get to watch them live, so I'm kind of like interested to see what I get in the mail from those because I don't really know yet.
Oh, but no way! You didn't go back and watch?
No. I the way I kind of see it though is like I think that if a big Juggernaut card was pulled, somebody would have been tagging me or like letting me know, and to some degree, that's usually like whenever big cards pop up, like I'm usually like immediately contacted. So I just kind of felt like, I was kind of just really getting into the breaks, honestly, in the gamble of hoping for a big one or whatever, but to just get really all those parallels lined up. I think it's like there's so many different like low number parallels, things like that, those base parallels. So I was trying to just, knock out a few birds with one stone by getting into like, several of these breaks off the rip. So
let's touch on what you just said, on the word you just used, the gamble.
Okay, sure.
That's exactly what these are. So,
yeah.
I was something about, we've talked lots about this, and the idea of character collecting and opening boxes is the 2 don't work. It's not a viable strategy.
Correct.
For collecting your characters. So now with these character breaks, it's also not a viable strategy, but it's a much better one than buying boxes.
I do think it's kind of viable, honestly, with a set like Platinum, though, to be fair. Like, yes, you may not necessarily, like, you're going to have to go to the eBay to get, like, your big, your one of ones, your of 5s, your of 10s, probably, and stuff. But,
right.
Excuse me. But I literally have gotten every other card out of a break except for those so far.
No, and I hear that, but let's say you buy a Wolverine spot for $500.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
That's what I'm getting.
Like, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, if you're actually targeting to go for a rainbow, your best bet is to just stick to secondary market.
Correct.
Like, right.
That part is true. Yeah, for sure.
That's all I'm getting at about that. What I want to get at is how much fun the character break is. The gamble of it. I'm not a gambler, but I mean, I bought into a case break, so maybe I am a gambler.
Yeah.
Because I was right there. I was smoking cigars, man. I was having a good time.
Oh, it is fun. Yeah, it's a really good time. That's one thing. Yeah, that's for sure. you could even argue to some degree you're paying for a little bit of an experience as well with the break, you know, which I think is a very cool thing. If you have a good host, you have good camaraderie going on, good chat, you know, and stuff. You know, it's always a good time whenever things are like aligned like that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally am a big gambler. I go to Vegas several times a year. You know, so like
Love it.
character breaks for me like line up pretty well. You know, for my personality type and stuff too. So, yeah, I actually like I don't want to get too sidetracked here, but I actually like there's a guy on Whatnot who I want to shout out, Bearded Funko, who I really have been enjoying his breaks recently. I actually like kind of like whenever he was doing a digi break one night whenever the set first dropped. I think it was like on the release day maybe or whatever, and I went in there and he was like having a hard time selling it, and I was like, man, just change this to a character break right now and you'll have a break like in the next like 10 minutes, you know, or whatever. It wasn't quite that fast, to be fair, but we literally like sold it out and broke it that night
Because he was trying to sell boxes out of the gate.
No, he was trying to do a digi break where it's like random. You get like the like, I think it was like the numbers and like you get like the like whatever the card number parallel ends, you get that card or whatever. And like there just wasn't getting enough traction with that. And then as soon as you switched it to that character break, man, it was like everybody was in, you know. And like I think that's like so like I think that like whenever sets are gonna have this many parallels, it's gonna be so imperative to like do breaks like that for the Whatnot people and stuff like that, because it's just such a higher demand.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's willing to pay $500 for a Wolverine slot, you know, it's just like the market's there. You know what I mean? Like that's, I don't know. I hope it continues in the future is what I'm trying to say. So,
I hope you're right, because I think that if this is the new way of doing breaks, this is so much better than buying a box or packs on Whatnot.
Yeah.
First of all, Platinum, we figured out the pack breakdown. Like, there's nobody who should be buying packs. You're out of your mind if you're buying a pack, because you're relying on the honesty of the seller.
Correct.
That they shuffled them and that they didn't do anything shady. And like, honestly, don't buy packs. That's like not the way to do this.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
And so buying boxes is another option, but with the character breaks like we're talking about here, that I hope that's here to stay. But that only really works with a big set. Like, how are you? I don't see how you would do this for Fleer Ultra Wolverine.
Yeah, I agree. I guess
couldn't do this for masterpieces, right? Like,
people did this for masterpieces, I believe, though. I think North of 7 was doing character breaks for masterpieces, though, and they were pretty successful until it cooled off.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty. Yeah. Fleer Ultra. So I don't. You may have more information about Wolverine than I do. Like, I mean, nobody has a checklist yet, but like, I've been kind of like this Platinum to me was kind of like the last like very broad sense set I think that's going to come out, you know. Like I think that, you know, obviously Avengers Metal is going to be very specific. I don't think there's going to be a Sabretooth or a Juggernaut in that set. There may
I'd be very surprised if we were in it, you and me.
Exactly. Flare is kind of a bit of a toss up, probably will, but there's only like what the base and then the base auto in Flare, where it's like a number to 30, then the base, and then I don't just have other inserts.
We weren't in it before.
I was in 2019 Flare, actually.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Juggernaut was in 2019 Flare, that was the first Flare he was in, so I don't know, you know. Annual, Juggernaut's not ever been an annual since 2016. I don't know if Sabretooth has been in that.
I'm always an annual.
Okay.
The majority, and I love annual strictly for printing plates.
Yeah, they're good in that. They're just consistently like above average, good looking plates, you know.
Variant plate, base plate, and then there's achievement plates and like. Yeah. Annual goes hard. So,
well, hold on. Let me finish.
Do you want to talk about what you've collected? Where you're at in your quest in Platinum right now?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Not everything is here currently in my house right now, but at this stage, I am only missing the 2 of 10s and the 2 of 5s.
And when you say that, is in you had a goal going in, or you're going after everything? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm rainbowing the whole thing.
Oh, you're an animal. I love it.
Well, I mean, Juggernaut's. You know, he's got like, I can't remember exactly how many cards it is off the top of my head, but it's not that unrealistic, and like, you know, Juggernaut's
I have 72.
Not like, yeah, it's totally. I don't know, like Have you questioned why they did so many with Sabretooth? I mean, I think it's awesome that they're giving him a spotlight, but it's like, you know, it
Yeah,
just
I
seems
think
so like,
actually a little while ago, Upper Deck called me and they're like, "Dude, are you the Sabretooth guy? Because
okay,
like
yeah, yeah.
we'll make this happen for you." No, I have
Okay,
no.
no, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because like it just seems so out of left field, man. Like
I think that this is kind of funny. I think that they throw Wolverine in any set they can possibly.
oh yeah, yeah,
Even like, why was Wolverine in Midnight Suns?
yeah.
Like they throw Wolverine in because you have to be able to collect Spider-Man, Venom, and Wolverine.
Yeah,
Then
and sell the product.
Exactly. Yeah. If you want to have any chase in there on E-Pack and have one of ones, you have to have those three.
Right.
So then, in order to justify the existence of these characters, you have to put their nemesis. Otherwise, we start asking these questions. Like Sabretooth does appear in Midnight Suns in the comic universe, but I think that it's support for why those other characters are there. I could be totally wrong about this, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, when Wolverine appears in a set, there's a 75% chance you're going to see a Sabretooth.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, spoiler alert,
I never thought about that like that.
Wolverine, there's a Sabretooth.
No, yeah. I'm expecting a Juggernaut in that one as well. I'm not positive that he'll be in there, but I think that he will be. Yeah. I'm hoping that he is because Juggernaut's never had a medallion yet, and I think that he'll have a medallion in there if he does.
Yeah.
So that'll be something that I'll be after. You know, I think those green medallions look really good. You know.
Something I've been asking collecting friend of ours, has Platinum affected your backfilling gaps in your collection?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying though?
Are you saying like as far as backlogging stuff?
No, like well, sort of like everyone's going so hard on Platinum right now. Everyone's like, oh man, like everyone's forgot about Midnight Suns. Like so filling those medallion holes, people have completely forgot about Beginnings. So like there's still a few of us going after like certain things from Beginnings, but like it seems like there's been so much focus. Like, are you still backfilling gaps, or are you just Platinum right now?
So that's kind of a loaded question, I guess, because like whenever I started doing the modern stuff, I was backlogging everything.
Yeah.
So like for me, like this would have been like probably about 2 years ago now. I'm backlogging from everything beyond vintage. So X-Men Metal, you know, et cetera. And I've gotten to a place where I only need a few cards now that are missing from me, right? But as far as the sets that you just listed, like there was no Juggernaut in Beginnings. I did chase the Colleen Wing in that because that's a character that I like also side collect and I enjoy a lot. I got everything for her, including her 1-of-1 and her lineage booklet from that set. I have all of that. I have the full rainbow, except for the only thing I don't have is the flipped effects gold 1-of-1, but I have the purple base 1-of-1. And then Midnight Suns, there was no Juggernaut or anybody that I collected in that in any way. Marvel Anime 2 Juggernaut, I have every single card. I have the Up 10 Auto of Peach whatever. I can never say her last name from Peach. I do still need the power level auto, but other than that, I have every single card from that already as well. So yeah, I mean, it's tough too because like, you know, Juggernaut's like, hey, he's kind of like mid to low tier or whatever, right? So it's like easy for me to get all this stuff for the most part. So it's not like that complicated to like fall super far behind on sets. Whereas like, you know, like it's sort of feasible, you know, for me, you know, from the position that I'm in, you know. Whereas like other collectors, it would be, or other characters, excuse me, it would be like almost impossible. It's
a really good point. Like I was just thinking to myself about the Avengers set coming out, and I'm like, I really hope Sabretooth isn't in it.
Correct. Yeah.
I want to enjoy that set as a set collector.
Right.
I want to get cards and like sell them or trade them.
Yeah.
I hope that after Fleer Ultra Wolverine.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for like a serious Sabretooth break.
Yeah. Do we all need a break, man? We all really need one, honestly. Like, and as far as like what's been like talked about, like I think Wolverine's like the last one. That's like as far as like the big sets there's been, I don't know when Annual's gonna come out, but like, you know, it's like what do we got left? Flare, and then we've got Wolverine, and then we have Annual somewhere in here, and then Marvel Beginnings 2 is going to be released as well, but I don't know, you know,
But those are like you're saying, those are easy. Those are
yeah.
Those are kind of nothing. Like those are like hop on eBay 4 times and you have it.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's not like, the Wolverine will be the next big one, or I mean, well, Flare will be big too, but I just don't see there being that many Juggernaut cards in Flare, honestly. Same for Sabretooth, so that'll probably be a relatively easier set as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm hoping that towards like the end of this year, this calendar year, like things really slow down for a bit and like let some people like really catch up and stuff. Because like, I mean, Masterpieces rolled everybody,
You know what? I agree with you that Masterpieces ate into the budget a lot. I never opened Masterpieces.
Me neither.
And I didn't open a single box of that. I have a lot of Masterpieces. I have a lot of it collected. At the time that it was coming out, I feel like it was so expensive that people were trying to sell immediately when they hit cards.
Yeah.
To make up for the cost, right? So I was scooping my character cards. Like I scooped up, I would say 90%. Well, I'm gonna say 80% of what I own for Masterpieces. I got the first 3 weeks it was out.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man, because like I do think though that like that's gonna hit EPAC here pretty soon, like in the next like several months, right? And I think that shit's gonna sell out. Sorry, I don't know, but that's stuff. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna sell out in like less than like 2 or 3 days, man. At $800
That is gonna sell like hotcakes, man.
Yeah. I mean, and at that point though, like people are gonna be asking those same prices. You know what I mean? Like. It's gonna be the same thing, right? Like it's a weird spot for me as well because like I have the full rainbow of that as well, except for the one of ones for Juggernaut. There's 2, the Amber and then the base, right? Yeah. Like I'm interested to see like what those, because like right now there's a Hope Summers that's in the Facebook groups going for 2,500, right? Like I don't think that whenever those sets release and like those start popping up on EPAC, that those you're gonna be able to get like I think the one of ones are gonna be demanding like a 5K premium. For like even some of like the mid-range characters, you know what I mean? Like forget Spider-Man, forget Wolverine, etc. Like, I mean, Miles Morales is on eBay for like 30,000. Hulk's on eBay for like 30,000. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like insane to like see what that stuff does. At that point.
I think so. On the Platinum topic of EPAC, It's obvious when Platinum hits EPAC that base everything is going to be digital. It's all going to be digital, right? Masterpieces, since the base is numbered, they can't really do that.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
So that's going to be a bit of a different chase. But for Platinum, like, we think there's a lot of these parallels now. Do you know how many EPAC achievements there are going to be? Like,
yeah, I mean, I wonder, like, I wonder really, like, how much, like. Because for example, Beginnings had a ton. This most recent Beginnings had a ton of parallels as well, right? But they only did 1 EPAC parallel.
They did 2. They did the purple and they did the white rainbow.
They did the purple. That's right. They did the purple as well. That's right.
10 purples made a white rainbow.
Okay.
But it's still only 2. So think about it this way now. So Beginnings had 16 Sabretooth cards. Okay.
Jeez, dude.
Platinum has 72. Just let that sink in for a second.
Yeah.
So the amount of parallels in Platinum, yellow, red, blue, purple are all going to be combinable for different achievements. So like, I mean, I'm sure they're going to do it. I'm sure they're going to do it. Where you can combine. I'm gonna guess right now. You heard it here first. I'm gonna guess there are going to be 10 EPAC achievements
for each character, like for each card parallel. Yeah,
I would say. Another really sneaky thing on EPAC is if they're going to have re-signed autos. If they're going to send more cards to artists to sign. Right? Because some of them aren't numbered, so how would you ever know?
So wait, you lost me there for a second.
So the red autos are not numbered.
Right, they're not numbered.
So before EPAC product comes out, there's potential for them to send more reds to artists to sign for EPAC, making pack-pulled ones less rare.
Okay.
Just like on some, like, I don't know, EPAC skews the numbers. Makes it really challenging to get a good idea of all this.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought, I hadn't considered that.
Right? That one's news to me too.
Yeah.
But it's food for thought. That's what. So we're digesting Marvel Platinum. We're seeing the possibility of what's going to happen, and people who are chasing it, like, I'm amazed at how far, such as yourself, are into it already. Like, we're talking about a 2-week release here, and you got 2 cards left to get, or like, you know what I mean?
4. Yeah.
4,
4.
right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So like, I'm not, I have some friends right now, and I was looking at their binders, and I was like, holy cow, I cannot believe how fast you guys went.
Yeah. Well, I don't know like how much you've been looking at it, but I mean, like, dude, those like, even the blue surges, for example, that are the blaster ones. Like, dude, I've been picking up, like, I got my red prism of $199 for $399 on eBay.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like, it's not been like, I've maybe spent $150 on all the lower end parallels.
That's right.
I got an up 10 auto. Yeah. I got an up 10 auto for $100.
That's right.
And
I think people are having a lot of challenges pricing platinum.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that is one thing that is like, man, like, there's an of 5 variant cover Juggernaut that popped up, the Amber Crystals, and the guy was asking $1,200 on eBay for it.
Yeah, come on,
dude. Like, what's going on here? And then he brought it down to $700. And I started having like I started to begin dialogue with him at that point in time. It's like, okay, all right, we're getting a little bit closer here. Let's, but dude, Cyclops, same card, of 5 Amber Crystal variant cover, sold for $250 in the Facebook groups the other day. It's just like, dude, like,
So there's just that range. So the one of ones, I've seen one of ones, people are asking $5,000, and it's like, the masterpiece one of ones aren't going for that.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean,
some of them aren't.
Some of them definitely are not, and some of them wouldn't be able to go for that. But I mean, dude, some of the masterpieces one-of-ones have went for like hella money though.
Yeah, but they were huge characters. Like the ones I'm talking about right now, these one-of-ones for $5,000.
Well, let's talk about this, because I'm the guy I have the entire one. I'm the one keeping up with the one-of-one list for platinum right now. I got the full list, right? People are in the Discord talking about it all the time, right? And so me and Justin have been talking about it a little bit here as well, because there's some weird stuff going on right now. Annihilus sold for $2,500.
Whoa.
Gold base one-of-one Annihilus sold. There's Terra Peak data on it, sold for $2,500. Utah the Watcher, or however you say that guy's name, sorry, sold for $1,350 today after being posted for like 25 minutes.
Okay, so if there's a big gap between 1,300 and
right? But I mean, what I'm saying though is the hold on, I'm not done though. Hold on. The Thor auto supposedly sold for $3,000. Mighty Thor auto supposedly sold for $3,000. And then hold on, let me just pull it up real quick here, because Justin sent it to me. 1 second here, because this is very, very. There's some weird stuff going on.
There is, and I'm glad we're talking about this, because the pricing is all over the place.
Yeah, it's super. Okay, here we go. Here's what we got. Mighty Thor, Gold Artist Rainbow 3,000. Annihilus 2,500. Magneto, Golden Treasures card number 164. 1,300. Spider-Woman, Golden Treasures base one-of-one, 1,125, and then Legion Marvel Platinum Gold Autograph 825. These are all sales.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. But and like I'm saying, there's a pretty big range.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And in working out these, I think that there was a lot of us who thought, okay, when the numbered cards come up, character collectors need to jump on them because they might not come up. Those prices is that philosophy.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, those will not be worth that. I give you my word.
Yeah.
Those will not be worth that, because those are masterpiece pricing. This is platinum.
Yeah.
This is a complete. They're like, I mean, for a while there when this came out, it seemed like a one-of-one was getting pulled every 6 hours.
Yeah. You don't think there's any small possibility that this set like really like starts the market off though, for like let's say this set was the one where they did get that crossover with, right, and it became like a pretty big hit. At that point, that they might be able to command those kind of prices. So if that happened, I don't know if that will happen. I'm just saying. I
hear what you're saying, and as far as my thoughts on if this set is going to take off and be like a thing, that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
I don't see it, and I'm totally willing to be wrong about that. I see this set as being an original art series of beginnings.
Okay, yeah.
That's how I value this set.
Okay.
And the Sabretooth printing plate black sold in beginnings for more than the variant cover Sabretooth from Masterpieces. So the prices are all over the place.
Wait, hold on a second. So, a Marvel Beginnings plate sold for more than a Marvel Masterpieces plate from 2022.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's wild.
Because I was like, okay, I wanted the plate from Beginnings, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I had like a very reasonable offer at the last second.
Yeah.
Sold for $300.
Wow.
Like that's US dollars for the record.
Yeah.
So like pricing these sets, like, and so let's talk about it in today's world of Beginnings. Could you imagine paying $300 for a Beginnings plate now?
No way.
So that's what I'm getting at with this, is that I think that the prices right now, I think there's lots of really reasonable prices on parallels that have come out. Things selling for a couple of bucks, that's right. Like I've bought some of these oranges and some of these greens and stuff like that for really reasonable Sabertooth prices. Yeah. But I think that there's going to be a serious catch up. Like if this were going to be a set that was going to be like groundbreaking, those parallels wouldn't be $2.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my thought on it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I will say this too, though, is from someone who watches like one character specifically. If you were to go to eBay right now, I'm gonna pull it up here. I was noticing this today as well because like I found this kind of fascinating. Let's see here. What Juggernaut here? All right, so let's see. Where is the blue? Okay, here you go. Juggernaut blue tracks, right? Numbered to 499. 5 bids at $16.50 with 2 days left in the auction.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where you draw the line as to how far you say this stuff, it's remained cheap or whatever, but like that's like that kind of surprised me, like a little bit. Like
in what sense?
I feel like that's kind of high. Like I feel like that's like
I'm very glad you said that.
Yeah, like
this is it. When you're seeing 5 bids or like let's call it 10 bids or whatever you're seeing on, people don't realize how many of these things are going to get pulled. Like when a card's at a $4.99, like
so many of them. Really,
there's so many of them. They're gonna appear like once the hype's over. Wait till we're on to Flair Ultra Wolverine, Flair, Marvel Metal Avengers. By the time Marvel Metal Avengers comes around, these cards are gonna be peanuts.
Yeah.
In my opinion. In my opinion.
Well, where do you say then at that point, like if you're a character collector like this, like at what number parallel do you like actually like say if someone like myself is a master collector or Miles or whatever, that like yourself to some degree as well, like where do you, like let's say an of 10s popped up, like do you
get it?
So but that's what I'm asking you is where do you draw the, like obviously of 10, of 5, 1 of 1, right?
Out of 99. Out of
99. Yeah, okay, that's what I think too. That's what I think too.
If you see out of 99, jump on it. I talked about this in another stream, but because of the massive product run, it will be very challenging to open all of this. So when something out of 10, it's not out of 10. It's out of 7.
Yeah, that's kind of been my issue with like some of this is like, it's like there's been parts of me where it's like there's like orange checkers that are up and I was like, should I wait? There's 33, it's like it's kind of a weird gray area.
Just paid for the 33 orange right now, like literally just before jumping on with you.
Okay.
$60.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna. There's one for auction right now. There's 3 up for Juggernaut right now. One's like $185, and then one's $69, and then one's going into auction $50, no bids with 3 days left. So I'm just gonna probably try to snipe that one.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the range. But I think I think it's a great question. If you're character collecting, you got to decide what number is rare enough that you need to pounce on when you see it.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing about this set is that some of the non-numbered cards are far rarer than the numbered cards.
Thank God Juggernaut is not one of those.
This set, you need to educate yourself on pack odds. This is the time where the people who understand the pack odds are in a position to grab things not only cheaper, because a lot of people don't know,
right?
But you get this meaningful. If like I'm only collecting 18 cards from this set, I'm not going for it all. Yeah. So when I'm going for my 18, some of those are unnumbered cards that are far rarer than some of these numbers.
Yeah. The creator art variants and stuff like that, right? That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Creator variant art autos, like there's, these unnumbered red autos just across the board that aren't numbered.
Right.
But smart people, very smart people, have pieced together how many there are.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to do. When these artists were signing them at Comic-Cons, because they were multitasking, smart people went through and counted.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, so there's some good stats on this stuff, and the more you know, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I like that. I like that about so this being a big set, I'm enjoying the fact that there's a bit of strategies.
Yeah.
You're a strategy guy yourself. I can see those eyes of yours just conniving right now. Numbers. You know, so there's a bit of a game here to this, right? Like, I'm enjoying the game more than I'm enjoying some of the cards.
Yeah, well, the chase is always that's always part of it, isn't it? As well, like, you know, that's part of the enjoyment. You know, is whenever you're hunting for the stuff that you're really looking for, and then, you know, whenever it pops up, sometimes there's almost like a sense of like, all right, I got to go on to the next thing now. What am I chasing now? You know, and stuff like that. So these guys that are doing this, you and me are these guys, and here's a perfect example. So you have been helping me out. You were in one of these breaks, and a saber spot came up. I was in the chat, and you scooped it for me. Yeah.
Like, you know, this is like, that's a friend. Like, that's a collecting friend, right? And so with these big sets, a lot of us who are pretty serious about collecting characters have each other's back. Yeah. Like, you think I'm gonna like pull a Juggernaut card and be like, hey, this is up for trade or for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I pulled some cards recently where like I didn't even show them because I just packaged them up into those people's package, and there's just collectors they go to. I pulled an Omega Storm at $3.99 and a $3.99.
Okay, cool.
And like, you know where these cards are going, right? So having people helping out this set, you kind of get to find out who those character collectors that are going to help you out are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. Yeah, that's very true.
Who's been helpful for you? Who's been like a guy you want to shout out?
I no one's like really like necessarily like given me any cards or like really like gone out of their way to like get shit for me per se yet, but like,
but who's hit you up with the eBay listings? Who's been like, yo, this is eBay?
Miles literally just sent me one. My Miles for sure. Yourself. There's a couple guys in Spidey Hits Discord that are always Jake Dubsky in there. Jay Blaze is somebody who I've been talking to quite a bit, helping out with. I got some cards I'm sending him actually from that break as well. Fausto's been sending me stuff whenever anything pops up, and Justin, you know, Justin sends me stuff all the time as well. So yeah, the big guys, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that we're, you know, like, I don't want to make this sound the wrong way, but like, you start, whenever you're networking, you get to you start like, you know, making those connections and stuff like that, and they know where this stuff's supposed to go. You know, if I pulled a Ghost Spider, like, I'm gonna message Justin immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there's just stuff that you do. You know, it's like etiquette. You know what I mean? At kind of like the level that we're at. You know, so
dude, it's so true. There is like almost an etiquette to this where I love how wide of a net we get to cast.
Yeah.
Because of being civil with one another.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, like, it's so much fun, and I don't know. I love it. I love every morning I wake up and check my Insta. I've got like a listing from Miles. I've got a listing from Fausto. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know that exact feeling. Yeah, it does feel good. It feels good to know that people are like watching out for you. You know, so that we have that community feeling for sure.
So good. We're kind of getting towards the end here, but like, let's give a recap here. Like, out of 10, what do you want to give Marvel Platinum as a letter grade?
Man, like, it's something out of 10 as a letter grade? You mean
sorry,
as a number grade?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's see. I would give. Man, it's tough to answer this question right this second because I think that we're still kind of in the heat of it. You know. I'll be interested if, like, let's say 2 weeks from now, I'm sitting down to watch a break and it's still selling out and slots are still going like as quick as they are and easy as they are. Then we're looking at I think that we're looking at a fairly, you know, like, not necessarily a premium set, but like something that's exceeded expectation for sure. I was not looking forward to this set in any sort of a way, really, and then I saw the cards, and I think that Upper Deck did a good job on these cards. Like, these cards look like they actually put a bit of effort into them, whereas, like, you know, I didn't think beginnings looked that great, you know, and just kind of seemed a little bit lackadaisical. But it looks like, you know, they're trying something here. You know, they're experimenting, and I hope that it pays off for them and also for our hobby.
I'm going to give it a 7 so far.
I would give it a 7. A 7's fair, yeah.
I'm going to go 7 with room to slide, but room to climb.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, I think we would talk again in 2 weeks. It might be an 8 if it's still doing the way that it's going. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we got to do another follow up of this. Like,
Yeah.
We haven't
absolutely.
really caught up on stream since you were on my podcast and we did a little bit of show and tell.
Yeah.
So I would love to catch up again in 2 weeks, kind of check in and see where you're at.
Yeah. We can do that, and then I'll probably have some more stuff to show off at that point as well, so we can actually show some cards off for it. So.
Let's do that actually in a couple of weeks. Let's do a little where we're at, like show and tell. That'd be fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good to me, man.
Dude, thanks a lot for jumping on. Like, this was good.
No problem.
I had to get some stuff off my chest here. You were the guy.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad. I appreciate you asking me as well. I look forward to doing it again in the future.
Okay, awesome, Ryan. Well, I'll leave your stuff down in the description. Everyone knows who you are, but you know where to find Ryan. Make sure you're following him. All right, guys. See ya.